Hey guys, so we going straight into this, y'all. So we're going to take the LA Girl Pro Conceal and we're just going to prime the eyes first. Going to take it, put it right there, and then you're going to blend it in with your finger. After that, I'm going to take the sponge just to get rid of some of the harsh edges on the sides once you blend it with your finger. I tend to put too much on, so that's why I have to do that. If you just put a small amount, you can blend it out over the eyes and you won't have to worry about blending the edges, but that's what I'm doing right here. Now I'm just going to go in with my powder brush into my Coty Airspun powder, and we're going to set that so that there's no creasing in the eyes. Make sure that you blended that concealer very well so that when you put the powder on over it, there are no creases whatsoever, because once you set it, you are setting in those creases. So now I'm just going to take a fluffy crease brush. I'm going to take that into my Yes Please palette. This is my new baby from ColourPop. So doggone pretty. So what I'm going to do is actually go in with that orange shade in that middle row, and we're going to take that into the crease, kind of similar to how we did the first look, the chocolate glam look. Haven't seen that? Go see it. But it's pretty much similar to that. We're going to take that color relatively high, really fluffy and airbrushed. Just going to continuously build that up. So that's what we're doing right about now. Just make sure that it's really blended and soft. Also, excuse this little hair situation. If you haven't noticed, I did get a new ear piercing, so I kind of have to pin one side of my hair back, and it's cuter in person than it is on camera right now. And then I had just wet my hair, so some of the gel is still showing, so excuse that. Also, I'm not sure if I said this earlier, but I did my complexion stuff off camera before I recorded the video because that takes up a lot of time, and the focus of this video is really the eyes. If you guys do want to see my foundation routine, comment that down below and I'll be sure to get that to you. So now we're going to take a denser brush and we're going to go into that dark brown shade, and we're just going to build up the crease. Unlike the first look, the chocolate glam look, we're going to go a little bit deeper with this darker shade because we are cutting the crease. We want to make sure that this darker shade is high enough to where once we cut the crease, it's not completely lost. So I'm going to take this color a little bit higher, not as high as the orange, but definitely a little bit higher, and make it really, really defined. Like, don't be afraid to go a little overzealous with this dark brown because you are going to put a color over half of it. So just make sure that you go in a little heavy, not initially heavy. Build it up to where it's a heavier crease color. But yeah. So I'm just going to go back into that orange shade, and we're going to bring that color back to life because it got a little lost in the sauce. So we're going to bring that back in, and also we're going to use that to kind of soften the brown, just in case you did do what I did and actually put too much. And so we're going to take that, and then we're going to take a clean brush so that it all blends together seamlessly. Now for the good part, cutting the crease. So you're going to take your concealer onto a really small lid brush, and what you're going to do is actually create the lid that you want. I'm doing a half cut crease. I'm not doing the full eye. So I'm only going to cut half of it, but I'm going to see where my natural crease is, and I'm going to cut that first. Now, because I have somewhat hooded eyes, after I do that, I'm actually going to go above my natural crease. So if you're a girl with hooded eyes and you really want that cut crease look, go above your natural crease. So once you go like above it, once you actually open your eyes, it'll still be seen. And that's really the objective. When you open your eyes, you do want them to see that it's still a cut crease. So make sure that you're going above and just recreate your lid. Recreate your own lid how big as you would want it to be. I recommend doing it while your eye is open so you can see it. So now we're going to go into that brown shade, and that's just kind of going to set it the same way we set the eyelid primer earlier. Just going to set that crease because you don't want it to start creasing up and being ugly. Then after we set that, we're actually going to go through and like blend around the crease, being very careful not to ruin the way you cut it. Then we're going to take that yellow color and we're going to actually pat that all over that cut crease. Now, as you've noticed with the matte, the cut crease hasn't come into its full form, okay? So bear with me, stay with me. Right now it's just looking like, okay, a yellow eyelid. But once we go in with another color, you'll actually be able to define it. But this yellow is just really gonna serve as our base shade. Only apply this yellow on that cut crease. Be careful not to get it into your actual crease, only on that lid that you created. Now we're going to go back in and just blend that edge, since it is a half cut crease. That brown and where we put that concealer and yellow isn't going to blend naturally. So take a brush and actually blend them together, because even though it's a cut crease, you don't want that ugly line between your crease and the cut crease. Now we're going into the Soft Glam palette, and we're going to take that color Bronze, which is actually a gold shade. We're going to take it on a smaller brush, and this is really what's going to define our cut crease. So you're going to go along the edge of your cut crease first. So that's where we're going to do the defining, actually taking it along the edge of it. I'm going to change this brush because it's not doing very well. But as you can see, you're really going to use that gold to actually do the defining. Go along the edge of it and then fill it in. This is a softer cut crease. I didn't make it super crazy. So if you really want to define it, I actually encourage you to like add some glitter along that line. I didn't have glitter with me at the time that matched my gold earrings, but I would actually take glitter along that edge to super define it even more, as if it needs more defining. But if you really want to take that extra edge, I would do it. Now we're going to take that brush and that powder again and just sweep away any of that glittery fallout. This is really a good tip because I used to be so confused as to why the fallout wouldn't just come off when I tried to dust it off. And I discovered that the powder kind of attracts the other powder. So if you put powder on the brush and then dust it off, it'll come off relatively easy. Now we're just going to go back in with that brush. And of course, once again, blending those edges so that they'll be soft. Blending all the edges except the cut crease. You don't want the cut crease to blend in. Then I'm just going to take my sponge and do some further blending just in case some of that glittery fallout decided to be annoying. And fix my brows because my brows are a never-ending struggle. Now we're going to take this red lip from ColourPop. I believe it's called Avenue. And Curl. Red matte. For dark skins, girl, this is it for you. It is so cute. It's gonna look a little crazy and bright at first when it's shiny, but once it dries down, I mean, it is literally everything. It is everything. This look would also be like mega bomb with a brown lip. And I was gonna do a brown lip, but I feel like y'all probably gonna be tired of seeing me in a brown lip because like a brown lip is literally my thing and my staple. So I decided to switch it up and hit it with some red, girl. What this weird thing is that I'm doing, I'm creating like a section with my lips and stuff because, girl, here's the tip for a liquid matte lip. Do not put your lips together. Do not do it. That's why it crumbles off and becomes a hot mess, and you be wondering why it's transferring all over the place. Do not put your lips together for at least a minute with a red lip. Well, a liquid lip in general. Now we're going to take that highlighter from that NYX Love Contours R, and we're just going to highlight to the gods, okay? Like usual, nothing new here, nothing to see. We're just highlighting to the gods, okay? And overdoing the nose highlight because what is life without overdone nose highlight? So here comes that awkward moment where I started doing glamour shots, thinking I was cute and that I was a little cute little makeup guru, until I realized that I definitely didn't do my mascara. So wait 1 second. So we're gonna use this Mega Last mascara from Wet n Wild. I believe it's their lengthening one, and it works really good for my natural lashes. When I actually did this look for my 18th birthday, I actually went in and used some individual lashes, and girl, it was everything. It was so cute. So if you want to take this up another notch, I'm giving all the extra tips today. Go in with some actual lashes, especially around the perimeter, not where the actual cut is, because you want the cut crease to be seen, you know, with your thicker than a bowl of oatmeal lashes. You don't want them to block them. So just take some lashes around the outer edge, and that gives you that flirty eye look that you want without overpowering your cut crease. Okay, we're back to the awkward glamour shots. I hope you guys really enjoyed this look as much as I did making it. I love you guys. Thank you guys for supporting me. And peace. Love you guys.